Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and the Unity Tire Fire continues. Now, this started back on September the 12th. I'm going to just do a quick recap. I've covered all of these things in previous videos, so I'm not going to go through them in deep depth. But basically, back on the 12th, Unity announced a new fee for using the runtime. Basically, they want to charge anywhere from up to 20 cents per install of the Unity runtime. Doesn't matter, the number of sales or anything. They just have this straight-out money grab for something that basically was considered just part of Unity in the past. Now, this obviously, it didn't go over well. So developers were righteously pissed and rightfully pissed. So we had a number of developers come out. Inner Sloth, Cult of the Lamb developer, and you can see here a number of major developers basically came out and said, this is not fine. And that number hasn't gone down. Well, the end of the week came and went. So it actually got worse, if you can believe it. There were death threats at Unity from a Unity employee. They actually have said nothing publicly. They did a clarifying statement, and they clarified all of the things that people literally just don't care about. So they're just kind of proving that they don't know why people are mad. They don't understand the betrayal of trust here. They don't understand the aspects of this that are just destroying their company, absolutely destroying any goodwill people had in Unity. And then on top of that, there came out some news that was actually pretty shady and scummy. A couple of things came in. They silently altered their terms of service back in, I think it was April of this year, so that they could do this scumbaggery. And then on top of that, it's come out that they've been offering people to use if you use Iron Source instead of AppLovin, which we'll get back to in just a few minutes, if you use their technology and their tools for user acquisition and monetization, etc., well, then maybe, just maybe, you don't have to pay this fee anymore. If you're thinking, wow, that's really scummy, yeah, it is. All right, so that's where we stood now. There's been just an ongoing exodus of Unity developers, or people basically just expressing their disgust in this. The biggest one I think we can add to the list is Colossal Order. These are the people that make the City Skylines game. They came out with a statement: we agree with the EGDF's assessment and are shocked to see a long-term business partner exploit their position. While we evaluate what this means for Colossal Order in the long run, Skylines 2 will release in its current engine, obviously, because it's going to be out pretty much. I think it's early access right now, so it's basically going to be out any day now. So we've got this quote here from the European Game Developer Federation. So they're saying Unity has informed the game dev community that it will move from subscription-based fees to subscription and install-based fees, which will significantly increase the game development cost for most game developers relying on their services. EGDF finds it unfortunate that Unity has significantly damaged its reputation as a reliable and predictable business partner with these sudden and drastic changes in its pricing principles. So yeah, not a good look, and even more people are getting upset. By the way, if you want to track all of them, this website I mentioned in a previous video that I can't say out loud, the handle, they're following them. Everybody that's making statements about Unity, and at this point in time, everybody is making statements about Unity. And a lot of these statements are basically, we're leaving, or we're done. We can't trust you anymore. It's staggering the amount of damage that they have done to their brand in just a very short period of time. And once again, we're just hearing radio silence from Unity folk. So they might be planning to hold this one out. And if they hold to this, I honestly think that the Unity that we know and love today is dead. If they don't walk this back, if they don't change things, and they went into the weekend and no statement yet, and so maybe they're thinking that people are going to stop being upset. But I hate to tell you, as you can tell from all of these messages, it's getting worse. It's flooding and flooding and flooding. Now the title of this video, though, what's this about fighting back? Well, this is the most interesting thing that I think happened. Is there is the collective, and this is a collective letter from game developers, and what they're doing is protesting by turning off all Iron Source and Unity ad monetization until new conditions are reviewed. So basically, they're going to hit Unity and themselves, sadly. The only way that they can get this message across is to hurt their own revenue source. But basically, they're just going to stop using the Unity stuff in protest of this. So their monetization stuff that they're getting either from Unity ads or Iron Source, they're turning it off. So we are the collective voice of the game development industry, developers, game designers, artists, and business minds. Passionate about our craft, we've invested years in shaping an industry that touches the lives of millions worldwide. As stakeholders, we cannot remain silent when a decision threatens to destabilize this ecosystem. Unity has been an instrumental force in the industry. In many ways, it has inspired us to create new immersive worlds and empowered a plethora of dynamic and independent developers to bring their visions to life. We've played our part in this journey, moving the industry forward and creating specialists that use Unity as the primary game engine for their projects. We hosted Unity-centric events, shared our knowledge, and crafted educational content that's inspired an international international community. Thanks to this symbiosis, Unity has evolved into a cornerstone of game development and is now established as an indispensable asset in game creation. That's why the September 12th announcement hits us hard. Effectively January 1st, 2024, Unity plans to introduce installation-dependent fees, a decision that jeopardizes small and large game developers alike, made without any industry consultation. To claim, as Unity has, that this new runtime fee will only impact 10% of the industry is not just misleading, it's patently false. We strongly oppose this move, which disregards the unique challenges and complexities of our industry. While we've always viewed our work as a collaborative effort, this decision blindsided us with one stroke of the pen. You've put hundreds of studios at risk, all without consultation or dialogue. To put it in reliable terms, what if automakers suddenly decided to charge us for every mile driven on the car that you bought a year ago? That's basically exactly what Unity just did. The impact on consumers and the industry at large would be seismic. This comes at a time when the industry is already grappling with tightening profit margins, heightened competition, and escalating costs in both development and marketing. This isn't just about developers. This impacts artists, designers, marketers, and producers. It's a cascade that could lead to the shuttering of companies that have given their all to this industry. Unity, we've stood by and celebrated your every innovation. Why then were we left out of the conversation on a decision so monumental? And then the key point here, and this is the salvo fired. As a course of immediate action, our collective of game development companies is forced to turn off all ironSource and Unity ad monetizations across all our projects until these changes are reconsidered. We urge others who share this stance to do the same. The rules have changed and the stakes are simply too high. The runtime fee is an unacceptable shift in our partnership with Unity that needs to be immediately canceled. And if you're wondering, okay, well, who cares? This Unity ads and similar services, that's the bulk of Unity's revenue. So this will definitely hurt them. We've entered this industry for the love of game development, but what makes it truly special is the community, a community built on openness, shared expertise, and collective progress. If you share our sentiment, we call you to join us. Turn off all ironSource and Unity ad monetizations until a fair and equitable resolution is found. And then you can join the collective right here, sign on to the letter. And then here are the games. Now, I got to admit, I don't play any ad-supported games, so I don't really know a lot of players here. I'm told that some of these people that you see here are huge, and it's growing. So when I first saw this list, I think it was only 2 columns. So it's growing and growing and growing. Like through this weekend, it has added 3 columns more of people. And these are all revenue sources for Unity that just went away immediately, like now. This isn't down the road going to hurt them. It is hurting them immediately. So developers are fighting back. Unfortunately, the only way they can do this is by hurting their own revenue. And that's how serious this damage is, that they are willing to take that hit to their own revenue to hopefully get this resolved. And yeah, it boils down to realistically, Unity, you've got to walk this back or you're just not going to exist anymore. And I'm just starting to think, because of the way that this has all been managed, there needs to be an executive change. Like you just can't keep with the same people. Now, the other aspect of this story kind of goes back to what I was talking about very early on in the recap about AppLovin. Now, AppLovin is a competitor to ironSource. ironSource is a company that Unity merged with. AppLovin actually tried to merge with Unity as an alternative to this. And AppLovin CEO, Adam Ferogi, he released this statement about it. Now, the kicker is, and it came out again, that they were targeting AppLovin as part of this. So they were using this new fee structure as ammunition to their developers to tie them into their own ironSource solutions. So they were making the offers, basically, if you stop using AppLovin, then we won't charge you these fees, which is probably illegal. But anyways, this is the CEO. His response back, he very much apparently knows John Riccitiello, the CEO of Unity. So let's go through his response. By the way, I'm using Wayback Machine. For some reason, there's a bad gateway to this actual blog post on the AppLovin site. So that's why you're seeing the Wayback Machine at the top there. This was posted on September the 16th. No. Okay, anyways, it was recorded on September the 16th. I think it was posted on the 15th. But over the last couple of days, numerous game developers have asked my opinion about Unity's pricing changes. Given that some of the changes look motivated by competition with our Max product, I didn't even know what to say. And the inspirational gaming community has already voiced the concerns very elegantly and loudly. The reason I'm writing now is because a group of leading game developers, the United Game Devs, we just saw that earlier on, are revolting against the changes by turning off Unity and ironSource ad relationships, and we're being asked if we also support these developers. Our gaming studios run independently, but all unanimously support this cause and are signed up to be part of the United Game Devs. I know from speaking with our studios that no one wants to turn off Unity as it hurts the economics of everyone involved, but game developers feel under attack and they aren't seeing any other choices right now. So as JR, so that's John Riccatello, CEO of Unity, formerly CEO of Electronic Arts when they were voted the worst company in America for 2012 and 2013, which was a very impressive accomplishment back then. As JR knows, I really respect the community and software he has overseen the last many years. I believe the tools Unity has built, as well as the tools we've built, have been a cornerstone set of solutions that have helped this community prosper. Continue to innovate and work with amazing developers is what inspires me to come to work every day. John. So this is a direct letter to John. There was a time when I would have texted you lists, but the actions you have taken seem too targeted at us for me to do that, so I'm voicing them here. Our jobs are to help this community expand while also running our business. The decision you made doesn't help the community, and the backlash you've seen is reflective of that. But what you may or may not be hearing is that there isn't a single user of your software who doesn't love it. I can speak for ourselves as a paying customer of the Unity engine across our gaming studios. We know you have to improve your business economics, but don't do it at the expense of the entire community. We also want you to improve your business economics so that you can continue to improve your tools. Here's my recommendations to you. Retract these changes and shift to a transparent price increase for seats for pro and enterprise customers. Don't make this about advertising. Don't make this an attack on indies. Go back and rethink the choices you've made. Revert your decision to a much more simple and sustainable price increase model and communicate with your developers better. I'm sure the community will be supportive if you are collaborative and communicate transparently about decisions that have this much impact on their business. If you continue to go on the path you're on, you will destroy the trust and credibility that you have spent years building, and it's going to tear our industry apart. Now, the problem is they already destroyed the trust. I think short of basically a purge at the executive level, it's not coming back. And I took a look at who their board is, and the board isn't going to do it. So I don't know what the answer is here. I think Unity is truly damned, to be honest. But yeah, this combination of things is definitely not a good story. I do find, again, the ongoing backlash against Unity, I find it heartening, to be honest. The community has really come together on this one. And then this game dev, this collective, this game dev union, it's definitely a good step forward, because this is the kind of thing that they're going to notice. All of these developers turning off Unity's revenue source, that will definitely make someone pay attention. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the latest update in the tire fire. Also, by the way, if you're interested in looking at Unity alternatives, I've got you covered, and I'm going to do more. So I did a tutorial on moving to Godot from Unity, if you want to check that one out. And I also did a video about Unity alternative game engines. I'll link both of those down below as well. So if you're looking for alternatives, there are plenty. So that is it. The development industry striking back against Unity. Let me know what you think. Comments down below, and I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.